Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Welcome to this month's live stream. Hope everyone's doing well. Just like always, if you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat and I will discuss it right here, right now, in this now space. I hope that if you found this live stream that you have brought questions, because again, what you put in is what you get out. That's how this stuff works. The more you put in, the more you're going to get out of it, and vice versa. Just to let you know what's been going on my end as far as this channel goes, you may notice that I've been putting out some short videos, 1 minute long videos, because I had a discussion with someone who knows a bit about content creation, and they were saying that the way to go for the algorithm to really trigger the algorithm on social media is to do 1 minute videos on YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, so on, TikTok, so on and so forth. And so far, my experience with it is that he's correct, because with each successive 1 minute video I post, I get more and more views. I got the most views on a video in less than an hour than I ever have on the one short that I just posted. I got like over 600 views in less than an hour. And that's pretty wild to me for this channel, anyways, for the number of subs I have. Interestingly enough, only 12 people gave it the thumbs up. So I'm not sure how YouTube counts those views. Maybe it just comes up on someone's feed and it plays, but it counts. Also, for those of you out there who are new viewers, I do one public live stream per month, meaning most of the other videos that I publish, if I publish other videos, they're usually open to subscribers. The public cannot enter the chat on those videos. But in the public live stream, anybody can come in and comment. Anyone. You don't even have to be subbed. You don't have to be a member, nothing. You just comment. Say whatever you want. This is the opportunity for those trolls to come in and challenge me on whatever they like. And I will use the balance of the honor and the grace and give Kuleana. But they usually don't. And also, I keep these live streams up now. I may edit them a little bit, edit out some silent spaces in them, but I don't. I leave them open to the public. Let's put it that way. So if you want to rewatch this later, go ahead. So let's talk about, what do you want to talk about? Looks like Musk and Trump are beefing. I don't want to say that first name. I just want to use the word Musk because YouTube has a way of giving attention to those who use Musk's full name. I found that out firsthand. Just like I won't use the J word on here. There's no point in doing it. Because a channel as small as this one, I don't really. It's funny, you can get attention and notoriety from YouTube for saying those types of things. You get shadow banned, whatever you want to call it. But something that could actually help people, that could actually uh, enable them to create their own autonomous biosphere, like correct sentence structure, communication, parsing, syntax, grammar, that's never been docked or banned or anything like that. I've never had any issue putting correct sentence structure videos out unless someone else had an issue with me criticizing their grammar. But as far as the straight grammar videos, I've never had an issue. YouTube has never, ever given me a problem. I think it goes back to what I've always said, that there's no issue with putting this knowledge out there because they know that only the 1% of the 1% of the 1% are actually going to learn this, that they're actually going to ask questions, they're actually going to be serious, take it serious, and start learning it. Very few, 1% of the 1% of the 1%. Which I'm happy to say I've found more 1%ers. One of my students, and I'll give him a shout out because I think I remember he did give me permission to use his name, has taken a few workshops, and highly advanced, very sharp guy. His name is Francisco-Ivan Gomez, full stop. With his knowledge level, I mean, he's like 85 to 90% there. With him, it's just a matter of practicing and using it again and again and again until it becomes second nature. But he has all the correct building blocks in his psyche, the grammatical knowledge, the grammatical mechanics. He has all that stuff ready to go. And so that I like when that happens because that's someone who put the time in. That's someone who put the work in, who did it every single day, invested in workshops, watched videos. He says he lost count of how many videos of mine he's watched, which is, I guess, not that difficult to do because I do have well over 1,000 videos on here, free for everyone out there. And I love it when someone learns it like that and takes to it like that and has that drive and motivation. I love to see it because there's so few people who actually do that. I was talking to someone the other day who I guess is a member of, what's it called nowadays? Is it still called the Syntax Learning Center? Maybe. I don't know. But who's a member of that group, the Russell J. Gould cult page. And I guess they keep a record of how many live life claims they've sold to people. Because yes, they do sell live life claims. which, folks, by the way, a little secret, you can create your own live life claim. That's the way it's always been. Um, the only time people started charging money for live life claims is, of course, after the founder of quantum grammar, David-WYNN, Miller, after he passed away. Then people associated with Russell started charging hundreds of dollars for these live life claims, which aren't even correct live life claims because there's no witnesses on the live life claim. No correct witnesses. But I digress. On the page from this Russell J. Gould group, I guess they keep a tally of how many live life claims they've sold to people. And I guess there's like 800, 700, 800, maybe even 1,000 live life claims. Imagine that. Imagine that. Let's just say the number's 1,000, that they've sold 1,000 live life claims. What are they selling them for? 150 bucks ish? 120. Let's just say they sell them for 100 bucks. Let's just say that. I really want to know how much they sell. Does anybody out there in the chat know how much they're selling live life claims for in that Syntax Learning Center, Quantum Community, Red Thumb Club, whatever the hell they call themselves? Does anybody know how much they're selling them for these days? I guess I'll have to do some research myself because I don't think anybody in the chat's gonna tell me. 1 minute. Thank you, Amun Ra. $200. $200? Yep, you are 100% correct. They're selling Claim of the Life for 200 bucks. Something called a Bridge Pass for 190 bucks. Oh, you can't see it. You can't see the print. Oh well. Crazy. So do they have the tally public of how many they've sold? Let's see. You probably have to be a member. Well, what I'm trying to say here is, oh wow, hey, required for your claim of the life. 2 of the following identifications: passport, birth certificate, or license. So I'm going to talk to you, Amun Ra, about the live life claim. A live life claim is to certify that you're a living, breathing creature. And the way you do that is to be witnessed. So you would need at the very least, 3 live life claim witnesses on your live life claim who know you, have seen you, heard you, spoken with you, can certify that you are a living, breathing creature, and then they autograph and thumbprint your live life claim. So they can be witnesses. So down the line, theoretically, if you need to prove you are who you are, you can say, if I'm a witness on your live life claim, you can say, well, contact Jason-Matthew-Glass, and then I'll say, yeah, Amun-Ra is a living, breathing live life claimant. I know them. I witnessed them. And at the very least, that means a video call between you and I so that I can see you, you see me, I hear you, you hear me, and we have a conversation. That's witnessing. Better if you witness in person too, but a video call will do. The live life claims that this guy, Russell J. Gould, is giving out, none of that happens. They're asking you to send fiction credentials. They're asking you to send a fiction passport, a fiction birth certificate, a fiction license. So they don't even know who you are. They've never met you, never witnessed you. It just comes across his desk. He sees a driving license. Oh, that must be who it is. And then he autographs it and thumbprints it and sends it off. It hasn't even been correctly witnessed. That blows my mind that people don't understand that. So if they've sold, for example, 1,000 live life claims, that's $200,000 they've raked in off of people who think they've gotten something when they've really literally gotten nothing that has to do with correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar. What was the other thing I was going to talk about with that? People have come to me and asked me, well, what do I do if I bought one of these things? You can't get your money back. There's no refunding. Once you send that $200 off, it's bye-bye. Oh yeah, you're now in his system, and so your name goes in his ledger. His name is in the copyright copy claim section of your live life claim. Amun-Ra, go ahead and check it out. Russell J. Gould possesses the copyright copy claim to your document. And why wouldn't he? It doesn't matter to him who you are. He's never met you, I'm guessing. He's never seen you, never spoken with you, never communicated, never had kuleana with you. You're just a number in his book, just like the fiction system. It's just a bill of the lading. How did I get on this track? I don't even know why I started talking about live life claim. But other than to say that you can create your own live life claim. Of course, it's best to learn the grammar first. It's best to get closure on the grammar, comprehend how it works, and create your own live life claim with the correct grammar mechanics, correct postal mechanics, correct flag mechanics, banking mechanics. Just create your own, be your own authority if you want. I mean, some people prefer to follow rather than lead themselves. They'd rather themselves follow, and that's fine too. There's lots of room for everybody out there. But that's why I feel my audience over the last 8 years is not nearly as large as someone like Russell J. Gould, simply because more folks would rather be followers than leaders. And that's a psychological thing. Meaning leader, not like themselves leading, but lead themselves to be their own authority, take care of their own issues and whatnot. More people would rather like Oh, let Russell take care of it. Bring Russell forward. He'll do it. Sure. What do they say? Correctness is coming. Hey, yo. Correctness has been on its way for a very, 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 very long time. Almost as long as Jesus has been on his way. Who's going to get here first? Who's going to come forward first? The chief or Jesus? My money's on Jesus. What else is going on here? All right. What do we got? 20 minutes. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions? Questions about creating your own live life claim? It's very easy. I have a mini class about the live life claim that you can watch. It'll pretty much tell you everything you need to know about creating it, how you do it. There are some particular things that I generalize in the video only because it's very important to know the grammar first. You can have a live life claim without having closure on correct sentence structure, but if you do, you better have someone close to you or someone you can contact who is willing to help take jurisdiction over your documents if you need to use it. You better know what you're doing or be in contact with someone who knows what you're doing and is willing to help you. And that, my friends, is very time consuming, to use a fiction term. That's why I advocate for people to learn it themselves and do everything themselves. That way, you're not relying on someone else to do it for you, which, number one, can be very, very expensive because it does take a lot of time to create these documents and do it correctly, to be 100% successful with it. And to put that in someone else's hands is just not something I'd be willing to do. I know that. I've noticed that only the American war flag is used in the quantum grammar PARSE syntax system. Is it possible to use the official peace flag in this system? I'm on raw. Here's the thing. Great question or observation. That's your perception of what that flag is. American war flag. It is not an American war flag. The specific ratio of the correct sentence structure communication PARSE syntax grammar flag is 1 by 1.9. That is not an American war flag. That is a correct sentence structure communication PARSE syntax grammar title 4 flag. It is a grammar flag in the context of correct sentence structure. If you want to put a different meaning on it outside of correct sentence structure, that's up to you. That's your choice. But that's not what it is. It's not an American war flag. And if you use any other flag on your correct sentence structure document, it's no longer a correct sentence structure document. Does that make sense? You know what? I don't want to say does that make sense anymore because I feel like that's condescending. I'm not trying to be condescending, but when someone's talking to me and they say blah 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 blah, does that make sense? It's like, what do you think I am, stupid? Does it make sense? What? So apologies for that. I'm trying not to say that anymore. But you see what I'm saying? If what's an example I could use? Let's say you are from Canada, and you're writing a fiction babble document, and you're a member of the Canadian government, and you're writing a fiction babble document, and someone says, hey, why don't we put the flag of France up there instead of the Canadian flag? Or let's put the flag of India up there instead of the Canadian flag. It's the same thing. I mean, why would you do that? It's no longer a Canadian document if you put an Indian flag up there. So correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar is represented by the 1 by 1.9 stars and stripes, which there is a constitution for that flag. I have it. Well, that doesn't mean that I don't claim possessorship of the flag. I use the constitution of the flag so that if someone asks me, if I'm put on the spot with one of my document, contract, postal vessel court venues, you have a constitution for that flag? Yeah, I do. It's right here. And what that is the constitution that David-WYNN Miller wrote many years ago. I had a copy of that, and I just corrected the grammar on it, and I used that. It's not my flag. It's my, with all humility, perception and viewpoint and position that that flag may be used by anyone who has closure on the grammar, and then they have the authority to use that flag. No one owns the flag, because I've never seen a correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar contract for the flag. I've never seen it. I've seen people attempt it, but the grammar is not correct. So how are you going to claim authority over a correct sentence structure flag when you can't even write in correct sentence structure? That's an old argument. It's in the past. Hey, Jason. Better late than never. I can catch up late. Hope you're well. Oh. Hey, Ted. Ted Berry. Welcome in, man. So, Ammon Ra, I hope that clears it up for you. Your perception. Okay, I'm going to guess that you, Ammon Ra, do not have closure on correct sentence structure, communication, parse, syntax, grammar. I'm going to guess that, because if you did have closure on the grammar, these flag mechanics would totally make sense to you. These flag mechanics, everything would fall into place like a puzzle as far as the flag goes. As David-WYNN Miller said, literally the 1 by 1.9 grammar flag is the flag of the land during the time of the contract, meaning it takes jurisdiction over the well of the court when you use certain specific mechanics with your document, contract, postal vessel court venues. If your flag on your document is any ratio other than 1 by 1.9, it is not a grammar flag. If your flag on your document, the stars and stripes, has any type of adornments or modifications, it is not a grammar flag. It must be 1 by 1.9. Yes, that makes sense. I wasn't aware the flag had its own constitution. Construction. I think you meant constitution. Every flag must have a constitution, Amun-Ra. I don't know how familiar you are with flag mechanics and flag protocols, but every flag, if you're doing it in this context, must have a constitution to it. Otherwise, how would it have any standing? But a good place to learn the basics of flag mechanics would be Army Regulations 840-10, which is publicly available in PDF form. You just do a Google search. It's like I have people from Canada and other places saying, well, why can't we just use the Canadian flag instead of the American flag on it? It's like they don't comprehend, or they didn't comprehend why that flag is there, that it's not an American flag. It's the flag of the country of correct grammar. And my proof that the flag is what David said it was is that I've been 100% successful in any case I've ever done over the last 8+ years using that flag. 100% successful. No one that I've ever corresponded with through the Federal Postal Court, and when I say Federal Postal Court, I don't mean anyone else's Federal Postal Court. I mean my own personal postal court, okay? Which any one of you out there can create your own postal court if you know how to do it. It's very simple. I hope you don't let anyone fool you into thinking that someone has a monopoly on that. Because if you have the knowledge, you can do it. Anyways, I've been totally successful, 100%, and no one has ever questioned that flag. No one. Always good to hear from you. Thank you for specifying this because I reside in Quebec, where they speak French. Devous. All right. Welcome. And yeah, I mean, people are probably going to misconstrue if you use this grammar, which, by the way, I highly recommend you don't do if you don't have closure on it. This is not something to use if you don't know what you're doing. You have to, in order to use this grammar in a foreign vessel in dry dock or in a situation under duress to stop the trespass of, for example, a legal system, you have to know it well enough to teach it to someone else on the spot right then and there. You have to be willing to put on a 2 or 3 hour seminar in the middle of a court hearing and teach people this stuff. You have to know it that well to be able to do that. Because if you don't, it's probably not going to turn out the way that you want it to. Let's put it that way. But I digress. Most people will see the 1 by 1.9 stars and stripes and think it's the American flag. It is not, at least not in the context of correct sentence structure, if it is indeed on a correct sentence structure document. It's the correct sentence structure flag if it's 1 by 1.9 with 0 modifications in the upper port side of the document. All right. Anybody else have any other questions, comments, criticisms? I really do hope you guys and gals out there, check out the shorts videos I've been publishing, share them with your friends, see if we can get this algorithm moving, see if I can get this channel sub rate to skyrocket. Because right now what are we at right now? We are at 6,030 subs. And that was a milestone for me to get to over 6,000. Because I was stuck at 6,000 for a long time. So thank you for getting me there. Now let's see how many folks truly want to learn this and be correct and share this and get the word out there and see if we can get it up to 7,000. Geez, I can't even imagine that. I really can't. Let's see. Who is actually in the chat right now? Amun-Ra and Dev Woos. Here we go. How do you... That's wild. Yep, and sincerely thinking about a meeting with you. Well, I'm not a hard guy to reach. jasonmatthewg17@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. Please include your full correct name. Simply because, just to maintain the rule one, rule equal, you know my name. You know what I look like. I just ask the same from you. That's all. That is all. Because that, I mean, for some folks, that's a big step. I realize that. Some folks, it's a big step to do that. But really, being correct is about being clear on what you're saying. You don't want any confusion. And so a couple things are necessary to be successful with correct sentence structure. It goes without saying, you got to know the grammar. You got to know the grammar inside and out, upside down, right side up, everything. You got to know it like you know the back of your hand. But some other things you got to be able to do is to put your name, your correct name, and your face to what you're writing. Take ownership of it. I use the word ownership loosely. Okay. Take possessorship of it. Take accountability of it. Take responsibility for your words. You have to be able to do that. You have to be able to put yourself into the light, step up onto the carpet, because otherwise, how are you ever going to be able to be successful in stopping a trespass if you're not willing to stand up for yourself, basically? And it starts now when you send an email to someone like me. You got to stand behind your words. Show me who you are. You know who I am. Who are you? Rule one, rule equal. A lot of people aren't used to that, especially internet people who, you know, navigate around the internet using nom de guerres and troll people and say the most horrendous things in comment sections, speaking like they would never, ever, ever speak in real life. If they were in front of the person, they would never say these things. But they're definitely very courageous on the internet. That ends with correct sentence structure. Like me, I never say anything on here in a video that I wouldn't say to someone's face. Never, 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 never. Uh, bro. Well, think of the word authenticity. I don't know if you've ever parsed the word authenticity, looked it up in an etymology dictionary, but it's the same word, basically comes from the same thing as authority and author. If you are authentic, then you are the author. If you have authority, then you are the author. You created it, right? AU, very powerful 2 letters, very powerful digraph. AU. It can take on many different meanings. Well, not many, but AU is, of course, the symbol for gold. But you can look all that up yourself. I've definitely done videos on those things years ago. Literally looking to gift some subs here, but I think YouTube must have taken that away from live streaming. I am not unable to gift any subs for some reason. Interesting. All right. Going once, going twice. Dev Woos, thank you. Well, I appreciate the sentiment, Dev Woos. Thanks for coming on. But I have to say, I don't participate with this word or this concept, God. I much prefer the reverse spelling of that, dog. Canines and kitty cats and birds and bees and everything, in my mind, are much closer to creator and closer to source than humans, because humans, although some humans like to think that they themselves are some sort of divinity, more so than the creatures around them, I disagree completely. Because what is the biggest threat to life on Earth? What species is the biggest threat? Does the most damage to other life on Earth? It's not the sharks. It's not the birds. It's not the snakes. It's not the chipmunks. Okay? And so, because of that, in my mind, it only makes sense that human beings are the farthest away from source and creator, or whatever word you want to use for that. We're the farthest away. That's just how I think. Thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for your kind words. I hope everyone out there does have a blessed day. And see you next month in the next live stream next month. Peace.